Right away it might sound odd, but military style anime have been lacking in my life recently. I often enjoy their precision and authority, respect and so on. Great example of where you just have to use CGI really, otherwise you'll spend weeks on scenes like this and most of all, it actually looks good. Non-exposition method of letting the viewer know that these troops are the best of the best. No long monologue here guys and gals, want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping to revitalise the channel recently. In fact, October 14th views were up 120%, which is amazing. Please keep it up, watch plenty of videos, likes and comments are amazing, and see you on Patreon hopefully to vote in new anime. Love your faces! Surprisingly nice looking shot of the city, I like how it was done from this angle too. Very early kawaii! Couple wins here. Firstly, it's for more great use of CGI, this is how you want to employ it really. Secondly, it's for scene building, by flooding this moment with a tremendous amount of life, people, cars, buildings, and the weather report on display and so on. Animating quite a shockingly large group of people right here. Again, nicely avoiding exposition by having a news report fill us in on current world events, instead of a narrator or a character spouting unrealistic dialogue to people who'd be well aware of events. Stunning looking shot that is! They seem absolutely determined to give the viewer information in a natural way. I love this. Going first person like it's no big deal. Putting actual writing on this paper. Normally it'd be scribbles. This whole scene doing a good job of setting up the main characters, the team, rumours about them, and giving a decent insight into her mindset and how it's different from others and perhaps why. Ha! I'm not gonna lie, they put some effort into the her getting changed scene and I wasn't hating it one bit. To be fair though, they did it proper tastefully too, so credit for that. This quite frankly awesome way of handling this scene. The difference between normality and then suddenly what they're experiencing out there on the field of battle. The stark reality. That's really nicely done. Yeah, that was never going to slip past without a win. As far as internal set designs go, that was beautifully done, really setting the scene and adding a huge dose of extra realism rather than having it be bland and or blank to save time. As an addition to win number 16, it's now good to physically get to see the difference in the lives between those living in the safety of the city shown earlier and here. Genuinely good artwork. Genuinely good looking food. Being nice to animals is always a win. Bloody brilliant transition that was. Easily worth 2 max wins. Take another one for the rest of the battle scene too. Plus the sound effects are great. Really punchy during the weapons firing especially. Very well done scene of him being forced to put his fellow soldier out of his misery after being terribly wounded, but obviously I'll avoid showing that directly. Take a final win here for the setup to the story from their side until they meet the new commander. I like how it did it, showing both sides throughout. Gave a great contrast and, by doing it in the same episode, kept the difference fresh in our minds rather than leaving it several episodes apart. I actually really enjoyed that OP, and coming back to it by the end of the series, it's great how at the start it's just a fun and enjoyable sounding song and visuals, but by the end, it's really a hard look at everyone we lost over the course of the season, but visually great, edited nicely and good song too. It's only a small thing, but I appreciate the moving of his hair as he moves. Barely any other studio does things like that.
何か
じゃねえよ。なんでてめえは出撃のために機体ぶっ壊してくるんだよ。
The outstanding Moral from Hunter x Hunter, one of my absolute favourite characters and voice actors during the Chimera Ant arc. He's the guy with the smoke and the giant pipe, by the way. Love that dude. The start of the episode was handled nicely. Moral was giving him a hard time about wrecking the gear, but calmed right down when reminded that these pilots are losing their lives out there in the field. It's again a good way to show that to the viewer, especially at the end, looking at what looks to be dog tags. I must admit that there's a very good use of CGI thus far, only using it when needed and for scenes like this. I think using hand-drawn would distract more in all honesty, not to mention be a huge use of time. Between the music, the sound effects, and the frankly great looking CGI, they make battles look and sound fantastic as far as I'm concerned. Going out on a limb here, but this woman really reminds me of a song I enjoyed in Attack on Titan. I'm giving it a win. Hopefully I'm right, let me know down below. That shot right there though!
I
know I've said it before, but it's so well done here. The difference between when he got this message mid-fight and everything that was happening around him, being under fire and everything, and here she is just sat there from such a safe location. Kind of eye-opening, really.
西暦2139年。今から9年前。
Nice little tasty and much appreciated lore drop. Weirdest win of the video, it's a strange thing, but I like how her mouth opens fully. Most anime have it appear where the character is almost talking with their lips right too far away. Most anime have it... Most anime... I made myself laugh now. Most anime have it appear where the character is almost talking with their lips wrapped too far around the face. It's nice and wholesome at the end to learn that she's speaking to him every night, but they also cleverly tell us that earlier whilst talking about that fact with her friend, her heart rate was elevated. Just a cool way of telling us that she's clearly developed feelings for him, and all of them really. Literally a win for a decent song. The visuals were basically non-existent. The amazing Nishimiya from A Silent Voice, one of the best anime movies ever. Midoriya from My Hero Academia. Badass! Easy win here for the very end of the episode, taking the time to build a rapport between her in the city and them out in the field, allowing us to get to know them through the process and having some of their eventual demises end up hurting more as a result. That was unexpected. To be fair, that's super tastefully done. They could have gone really overboard with fan service, but held right back, and I can appreciate that on occasion just as much as a nice show. I just adore humour like that. No idea what she was doing with her hands. It really made me laugh all the same. It's often overlooked when there's such great CGI in these battles since they're fighting in mechs, but there was a nice bit of hand-drawn animation goodness there with lots of frames.
なんであんな女と毎晩みんなと一緒に過ごせてる大切な時間なのに明日死んじゃうかもしれないのに。
Good voice acting there in a moment of jealous desperation.
言うかよバカ。最後に見るのがこれなら悪くねえかもな。
私は86の中でも珍しい人種だったから収容所でも以前のタイでもいろいろあったよ。もちろん私だけじゃないだろうし。
Scenes like this are just a really decent way of introducing such a wide range of characters. Talking about internal set designs, they really poured the effort into this basement scene. It's so easily looked over, but the time and energy spent making it look realistic is noticeable.
戦隊各員、今日もお疲れ様でした。
お疲れ様です。ハンドラー1。どうもお疲れっす。
Again, these are just nice moments, actually hearing their full conversation at the end of the day's work, where they share intel and, more importantly, have talks which build the characters. And finally, again, it's just cool to me that they keep on showing the conversations from 2 points of view.
あなたは悪い人じゃない。だから忠告するのだけれど、あなたはその役目に向いていない。
Dropping this on us, letting us know that things aren't quite so black and white, opening up both the characters and the stories a little more, and linking their futures together in the first major way. Loved this moment personally, reminded me of them directing the mission from the giant metal car in Aliens whilst the soldiers fought inside. Such a good scene in that movie.
そっちはダメです。キレシブリーテ。出現ここに。やだ。死にたくない。
Fantastic but heartbreaking scene there. Great transition into the ED, and obviously losing someone due to a small mistake on her end adds the heartbreaking element, especially as she laments at not wanting to die. And of course, we only just got to know her better this very same episode.
あんたにしてみれば86の1匹や2匹と死のうが家に帰ったらすっかり忘れて夕食楽しめる程度の話だろ。
Take a last win here for episode 3 for a bloody brilliant final monologue and angry rant that was just executed so well with the voice acting. Really made even me feel tense inside just watching. Showing the epic rant now from their perspective.
気にしてるの？あの女に言っちゃったこと。
気にしてない。
いや、やっぱり気になるわね。
確かに。
I'm glad the time is taken to show us the feelings being felt by the group after the events of the previous day and what was said to their handler. Contributes to a more human side being shown.
レーナも結局凶悪黒人ってことよ。
I'm choosing to convince myself that during these moments she's saying her own professional goodbye to what she sees as her fellow soldier, now fallen on the battlefield.
戦争をしているのでしょ、お父様。
ああ、そうだよ。
お父様のことは悲しいですが、でも見られたことは良かったと思っています。
Finally seeing some of her history and what shaped her. Glad it's coming a fair distance in at episode 4 and not very early on, where it'd have a much lesser effect. And now we get to see why it helped to shape who she is to this day so much. Take a win this episode for highlighting to us for the first time why certain people, who seem like decent folk, decide to happily sit back and let the 86 die in their place. It's not through pure evil across the board. Some of them want to maintain the status quo, others feel powerless, and her uncle's something else again.
こんな今更ですけれども、あなたたちの名前を教えていただけませんか？正直このまま逃げてしまおうかとも思いました。でもやっぱり卑怯なままでいたくない。
Loving the character growth on display. It's not been rushed either. It's good to have seen her torn up over the issue and struggling with the past and the present to get to this point.
昨日戦死したキルシュブリーテは海江タニアです。副長のベアボルフがライデンシュが。
Genuinely made me smile hearing him relent on his side of the call and give over all of their names, taking their relationship a step further than anyone ever has before now. Also take one for that gorgeous song. It's very simple, but the tone of it fits the scene of hope and forgiveness and moving forwards really nicely. We rarely get a city scenery shot due to the nature of where most of the anime takes place, so definitely have one for this lovely nighttime shot from a distance.
今までも どれくらいの人数になるのですか？
561名です。海江を含めて。
だからあなたはアンダーテイカーなのですね。
それもあります。
Suddenly it becomes incredibly clear why he is as closed off and often seemingly cold as he is. More than 500 people he's had to carry around with him like a huge burden on him. Different ED, very fitting for how she's changed and moved forwards in her life in a big way this episode.
あんたと同じアルバだった。86だけ戦わせるなんておかしいって最前線まで戻ってきた物好きでさ。
From a lore perspective, I adore details like this. People like the Handler, who decided not to stay behind the walls and came out to fight alongside the 86. That's awesome to hear.
聖女気取りの偽善者の豚が自分の豚加減に気づきもしねえでおめでたいって笑ってた。それについては詫びる。悪かった。
To say I'm enjoying this whole moment would be a big understatement. It's just good to see them bury the hatchet in a very real way, and like I said, move on. Episode 4 has been huge for progression. I really am in love with this CGI goodness.
大丈夫か？確認終了。これより祈祷する。
Saitama from One Punch Man! Very clever, I think, to find a way to link her and his younger brother together now in the present in a massive way. I'm really looking forward to seeing where the mangaka takes the story. Oh, they really do be pouring so much animation goodness into these public crossing moments, don't they?
どういう冗談ですかそれって。わかりました。では、せいぜい楽しんでくるとします。
Probably one of the longest and best looking not walking on the spot moments I've ever seen. Some poor soul probably spent literally days getting that so smooth and spot on.
こちらでは何の警報も出ていませんが。
いいえ。レギオンが来ます。
Symbolism! I'm glad this was shown. I had wondered all of this time what exactly was meant by prior comments about handlers going insane or taking themselves out, but now it makes sense. Very rare CGI rotating shot, actually looking good.
最悪。今海江がいた。
そんな機体と一緒に開けたんじゃねえのかよ。
This instantly just became so much more interesting. What's that all about, bruh?
あの声を聞いた後、繋いできたハンドラーはいねえ。また報告書書かないでよくなったな。
ええ、構いません。少佐。
大したもんだ。
Two wins here. Firstly, for everyone being kind of lonely without her daily night call. That was very sweet. Like, they all stayed up for it, basically, and that's lovely. Secondly, it's for the shock at her continuing to remain alongside them in spite of everything that has just happened to her on her end. It shows a lot of courage and determination. It says a lot about her.
戦闘中だけでなく常にそれに一体どれくらいの距離まで。
正確には分かりませんが、共和国の旧国境内にいるレギオンは全て把握しています。
ないのですか。
慣れました。
That is kind of sad and insane that he hears them literally like all the time. All day, every day, even when he's trying to sleep. It's no wonder he's built the way he is.
白い羊の中に紛れる亡霊付きのブラックシープ。
The horrible reveal of what the Black Sheep are and how terrible the Legion really are. Just a great piece of lore to drop now at the nearly midway point.
今生き残っているのは子供だけ。それもほぼ全てが戦場にいます。俺たちはじきに絶滅するでしょう。
Wow! Color me impressed. I didn't think they'd take the anime in this direction. That's dark and brilliant to me. I always love a story of the good guys really being up against it like this.
ですが、レギオンの数は減少しています。数年前から比べればもう半分近くにも。
Instead of taking the easy route and have him sat there talking without moving, they include all of these many different movements, and that's incredibly praiseworthy.
レギオンが手に入れる戦死者の頭部は少なからず損傷しています。では、もし彼らが損傷のない脳を手に入れたら
They really do a whole lot of symbolism in this one, and I'm here for it.
もうすぐ行ける。兄さん。
Final win here for this kind of shocking moment and what caused that injury to him, although the why eludes us. Oh, it's him as a kid! Absolutely beautiful looking scene, that! There's something really wholesome and sweet about getting to see them all hanging out in the same spot they did months ago, whilst so many of them were still alive. I'm glad they showed us this moment. Impressive amount of frames in that little dance.
よろしくよろしく
よろしくよろしくよろしくよろしく。
あ、流れ星。私も。
That was sad, just knowing how many of them won't end up making it. How was the CGI so damn good though? Easy 2 max wins right there. I'm just blown away by the insanely high quality sound effects, and the animation is just brilliant so far. I'm truly impressed. And of course, on top of that, these scenes end up meaning a lot more now because we've gotten to know them so well. Oh man, that's so damn sad! Really well done, and like I said before, means so much more now that we know a lot about him.
よろしく。死神さん。
God, yeah, that's another win for that. Lost 2 in such a small space of time.
これはこれくらいしか追えませんけれど、ハンドラーとしての私の責任ですから。
Yet another one there for the gritty and dark realism I do enjoy so much. Just sat there on this occasion, knowing that she was actually still slightly alive in there. Wow, this is brutal, not gonna lie.
ごちそうさま。
持つよ。
大丈夫よ、軽いし。平気平気。
Genuinely cannot recall if I win her voice actress or not, but she can have one since she's Amale from Iruma and also your Forger from Spy Family.
お前の罪だ。
That's definitely 2 wins here. Firstly, it's for that voice acting, beautiful piece of work. Secondly, it's for, again, another devastating showcase of what the poor lad is carrying around with him and living through every day. The pressure is just nuts.
おお、そりゃパカッと。プロセッサーならパカッと頭開けて脳を徹底的に調べるの。ケーキ、来年はいつも通りやるから。
In her own strange way, it's really like she's trying to do everything she can to keep her friend alive, and it shows.
レギオンにするわけにはいきませんから。
I've literally never seen an anime use symbolism this much. It's quite impressive trying to put across a bit of a deeper meaning that's not immediately obvious and surface level.
昨日の戦闘により2名のプロセッサーが死亡しました。うち1人は死にきれず、レギオン2ではなく。
While it's not the smoothest sequence, it's highly praiseworthy that they chose to edit this scene how they did.
迎撃砲を使って援護ができればよかったのですが、許可が下りなくて。
まあ気にすんな。
別に最初から当てにしてないよ。
ストレスはお肌の敵ですよ。
The 86 are far better people than those in the city. They like her and know she tries hard and feels deeply, and so all of them collectively try to make her feel better. From the comfort and safety of her nice and clean home, for not being able to provide support during their incredibly dangerous mission.
声が少しピリピリしているようなので、少佐こそ今夜はちゃんと寝てください。
Oh, bless his heart, he stayed on the call after everyone left for the night to say this. So much animation they really didn't have to do.
もちろん、今あなたと話しているこの時間も とても大切です。
翔さん。
Such an incredibly cute moment that was! Seeing them all like this, just trying to forget what they know is likely coming soon, trying to have fun and be free as much as they can before the end, even the robot is joining in, it's hurting me!
あなたや皆さんは辛くはないのですか？あの声。
Actually taking the time during the anime to show this slow and progressive road to her kind of losing her mind? We had heard about it, but seeing it is well played too.
手足吹っ飛ばされて、顔が削れてなくなって体中焼けただれてお腹が裂けて内臓がはみ出て。
I tell you, if 86 excels at one thing over other anime, it's heavy symbolism. Here represented by the normally nice food and desserts looking repulsive when mixed with the words being mentioned. The things they're actively facing every day in battle out there. It makes for a strong and beautiful contrast constantly.
ノーゼン隊員、どうかしたのですか？まさかレギオンが。
いつもの時間に同調がなかったのでこちらからつなぎましたが問題ないでしょうか？
This dude is too good for this world. Even in the environment he lives in and everything he goes through, he still finds the time for this. He's too pure!
ええ、花火ありがとうございました。
革命祭ですから。昔お兄様とご両親と見たのでしょ？
Ah, bless her heart too! She sent them fireworks so they can celebrate as well, under the guise of it being special ammunition.
少佐は俺たちのことも忘れないでいてくれますか？
Man, oh man, between the words and sentiments on display and then that music, great scene.
当たり前です。でも、その前に死なせません。もうこれ以上。
Yeah, go on. One more there. I love her commitment to doing what's right, how she throws everything she has into making it real. Means a lot. She's a great character. Two wins. Firstly, that music is gorgeous to me, incredibly melancholy. Secondly, it's for the shower scene I couldn't show. Even that was still tastefully done though, but it was very nice, I'm not gonna lie, you feel me? This is terrible. I'm pretty sure some of them have been taken out already.
補充は来ない。ただ一人も決して。俺たちは全滅します。この部隊はそのための処刑場です。
That.
クズにクズな真似をされたからって同じ真似で返したら同じクズだ。ここでレギオンと戦って死ぬか諦めて死ぬしか道がねえなら So
this is a huge scene with tons of talking, so I'll whip through it on screen, but the reveal of why they fight is great in my eyes, because it's not black and white. Some Alba are terrible, some 86 are also terrible. They're fully aware of that. They fight for good, it seems. Purely good.
死刑台に登るのは決まってても登り方は選べるだろってそういう話だ。あとはその通り生き延びるだけだ。
I like this too because it's realistic. They wouldn't fight if dying was an absolute guarantee at a certain point in time, like a ticking time bomb. But they fight for that tiny bit of hope that they can maybe find a way through it till the end and live or choose their own moment, and that's true to life, I feel. Though, also a big new bad dude to end the episode.
見つかった。兄貴が。向こうも俺に気づいた。次からは取りに来る。明日死ぬ前に今日首を吊っておくか。冗談じゃねえ。最後までついていくぜ。我らが死神。
Brilliant start to the episode as it's revealed that his brother has finally made an appearance. The pacing has been most excellent through a little over 7 episodes now, I must say.
何もしない言い訳に悪人ぶるのはいい加減にしていい加減にするのはそっちよ
I gotta admit, it feels good to finally at long last see a genuine and proper exchange like this between them.
やだって言ったら喧嘩になってつい言ってしまった。この汚い色付き あの子たちは強制収容所に連れて行かれた。どうしようもなかった。どうせ最初から何もできなかった。
Showing us scenes like this does a good job of filling in a lot of the emotional holes of the past that would be otherwise unseen. It's important to show how it came about and what the process was like.
出来上がったのがあんたがつけてるレイドデバイスよ。あれ、完成までに何人の86を殺してると思う？被験者は子供ばかり。結果が最優先され安全は度外視。みんな苦しんで死んでいった。
I'm deeply impressed that the mangaka chose to explain away the device and how it works with a great backstory. Up till now I felt it was confusing, like magic that's not explained, so that's awesome.
適当に扱われてとっとと死んでれば言われずに済んだことをあんたのせいで言われるんじゃない。大嫌いよ、レーナ。
Huge reveal this episode. Plus, this scene had some really decent animation and voice acting that really made her look like a woman who is incredibly torn up inside over her troubled past.
故に共和国は何の罪も犯していないことになる。明確に認識している者はごく少数だろうが。
Wow, I love that. The mangaka didn't just fall back on a trope of, oh, this country are evil. That's so easily done. So instead, there's a convoluted story about lying to the average Joe in order to protect the government from the people and other countries who would be angry at what they've done to the 86, and that's intelligent writing.
己の利と欲のためだけにその聖女マグノリアを処刑した下劣な愚民どもの国家に何が期待できるというのか。
Lore drop and more great voice acting, but 85% for the lore drop. That was interesting.
その程度の時間稼ぎはしていきますから。だから少佐はそれまで生き延びてください。
The fate of the war coming ever closer to their front door with that comment, I'm glad that was included because it adds so much more importance to what's going on out there very soon.
Ah, 改めて誓い合ったよな。あん時に。
There's a real and genuine sadness in myself now seeing this place. Once full of life, now grey and seemingly filled with sadness as the last ones begin to slowly pack up and leave. For good.
もうピカピカだな。
あらかっこいい。嬉しいの。
汚かったもんね。
Animating multiple characters moving within one scene like it's not a big deal.
よかったな。
Also, though, incredibly kawaii robots. It's a small win, but an important one for me, and that's that it was put into the story that these robots carry gear and food and everything else. No one really thinks about that going away from a base for battle, but historically, you'd need huge supply trains, so it's good to see that here. Oh, the sadness seeing the place now completely void of life for the first time. Didn't think it'd hurt, but it honestly does.
1, 2, 3, we made it through. 4 and 5, you got it too.
Differently done ED again. Really enjoying the song on that one. Even more so than the usual one, actually.
はずなのに。死。
Ah, that's just heartbreaking, man. Not gonna lie. Ah.
自分の無力に対する途方もない怒りや憎悪。
Absolutely won't show the strangle scene, but that was dark and tough to watch. Bloody brilliant ending to the episode. Fantastic voice acting during the last scene, and then how the end was handled with his warped brother marching towards them. That was so well done. Such an outstanding looking scene. I really adore the slow motion attack as well. Looked great.
撤退する気はないみたいね。
上等じゃねえか。やってやろうぜ。
Goodness me, would you just look at that? Goes to show that even heavy CGI can look absolutely stunning.
死が注意、左目を借りますよ。
Not only was that an unexpected plot twist for her to suddenly arrive to help, but oh god, those punchy sound effects were just godlike!
そいつはハンドラーが失明するからやらねえって知らねえのか。それにこれ迎撃砲だろ。許可なんて降りてねえだろうが。
だから何ですか。
She's amazing, doing all of this in spite of the risks for herself and her career and physical health. Plus, it's so sweet to hear the concern in his angry voice for her. That was absolutely sick! They're on the move to save the captain. This is amazing.
シンが俺が守る。
守りたいのに。
ああ、そうだよ。大切な弟なんだ。
Seeing this internal struggle within him is brutal. Oh, I literally cannot stop praising the sound effects. It's so good. That was really well done, the visual casting off of his brother's hands from his neck.
さよなら、兄さん。
Absolutely that.
そうか。俺が手を引いてやらなくても。ごめんな。
Oh my goodness me, that hurt. Beautiful scene as his troubled brother understood that he didn't need to be saved, and wow, yeah, I just didn't expect that.
兄さん。
One more for that final explosion. Incredibly well done, that entire scene was.
シン。
Ah, well played, anime. You got me.
終わったわ。あなたが見捨てた幼馴染はシンというのでしょ。なんで
あんたがその名前知ってるの？
彼がシンよ。
それをシンが話したの？ねえ、あの子はまだ生きてるの？あの子は。
2回見捨てて3回目も見捨てるの？シンは無事よ。あなたのおかげで。
助けたのは私じゃないから。
What a scene that was. I had a feeling that he was the boy she was talking to from when they were children, and how the whole reveal was dealt with was brilliant.
お疲れ様でした。アンダーテイカー、皆さんも。
お疲れ様です。ハンドラーは。そうそう、感謝してるぜ。助かったよ。
もう皆さんからかってますね。
ありがとうございます。
It makes me incredibly happy to hear all of their voices after the battle, knowing that they all lived. A whole bunch of not running on the spot scenes, with loads of tasty animation from the studio.
先に行きます。少佐。
Amazingly heartfelt scene there, her not wanting to be left behind as they leave beyond the borders of where she can be a part of their lives and their survival. Have a final win for the episode for yet another different song, and then that final view of them going offline one by one. Some stunning music that is right up my street to kick off this episode, plus some mind-blowingly great scenery shots. Actually, a second win is in order for even more lovely shots after the first half dozen too.
そうね、洗濯もしたいし。
先を急ぐ旅でもないしな。
Allowing us to see them, maybe for the final time, just enjoying the little moments of respite in life together.
どうせなら帝国の街がどんなものかも見ておきたいしな。
Getting to see their old ghost towns before the Legion came on through and drove everyone away or got rid of them.
9年ほったらかしてもまだ使えるなんていいもの使ってたんだね。
そのおかげで風呂を楽しめる。
I love stuff like this in 86, where they take something and choose to explain why it works or how. They don't just say they've randomly got a working bath, but go into depth on how it happened.
まるで私たちみたいね。
Another thing worth shouting out is the frequent use of realism, such as animal bones everywhere at this zoo, since clearly everyone ran away from the Legion and then extremely sadly the animals passed away inside.
帰りたい。もう帰っていい。
There's a real inherent sadness in a person's mind being trapped within a machine, just wanting for it all to be over and yet unable to depart the world. Artistically speaking, that was edited beautifully.
戦隊もお前の仲間ももう誰もいないけど一緒に帰るか
I haven't felt so attached to a robot since the one in season 2 of Made in Abyss. My heart! This!
ファイド、昨日来た部品なんだ。こら
It was nothing short of wonderful getting to see all of Fido's memories, how he was so close to everyone all of those years and listened to everything they had to say and played a big part in their lives. Then the end gets 2 max wins for utterly breaking me, seeing him losing his memories one by one. Definitely intended to look like a teardrop as well. Oh! Oh my god, Fido was like the best boy ever! He took a shot for him! That was also sick!
急げ。
I'm putting it out there, I think this anime has the best sound effects I've ever come across. That's so awesome! It's like Days Gone or The Last of Us. Fantastic looking examples of perfectly mixing together hand-drawn animation with CGI.
ライデン君はお休みなのかな。ライデンシュガ君。
はい。
はい。瀬尾と立花君。います。
Can't explain how much moments like this serve to really warm my heart. Suddenly a totally unexpected plot twist.
お前、最初からそのつもりで。
どうやっても回避できない部隊がいる。
Great animation on that run! Take another 2 max wins here. Never in my life have I ever enjoyed watching CGI so much. This is a new one for me. I just think it looks brilliant personally. Kawaii!
女房が AT6 でな、娘と一緒に連れてかれそうになった時、髪を染めてついてった。
Wow now, isn't this guy just an absolute legend? There's something really special about her now visiting where they lived and fought every day together, seeing what they saw and heard and felt.
読書中は動かないからな。ではブラックドッグには
ブーブー。
名前は何というのですか?
Oh, I love animals so much this kills me. The cat's still there wanting to play.
こんなもんをわざわざ探して見つけたんなら、あんたは本物のバカだ。ライデンシュガ。
How come there are so many wholesome and wonderful moments during this final episode, bruh? What insanely great writing and pacing to have built to this moment in time. Extremely well done.
猫もらってやってよ。善人ごっこのついでに。いいでしょ? Have a final, very easy win for a brilliant first season, and the end to the episode was great. Gave Shin a lovely ending if that really is the final part of his story.
Thanks so much for watching. Again, a like and a comment would be great, and Patreon is down below if you'd like to vote in Season 2. See you next time. Chris Harris, Lifty, Corey Bosch, Hinakami and Water, Manuel Morales, Marquez, Nick Wyndham, Warkeeper, Steelers, The Ever Commander, Eaglelinsk, Bird Without a Word, Blitzcloud, Brandon Kriya, Deliverance, Emmanuel Gonzalez, Kate 2000, Jessica Start, Kepan, Comfreak, Magnus, Nathan Burr, Red Moon, Sean, Sebastian Ramirez, Wesley Tabak, Wiccan Faye, Ali 50, Clear Lonely Jellyfish, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Guru, Israel Caldera, You Are Edvinson, Jonah Stahl, Jordan Samuels, Jaffa6263, Kieran Robinson, Keldnock, Kevin Melter, Conito, Laxus, Luis Cruz, Matthew Blanchett, 1928, Oliver Smiley Reacts, Saint Flo 25, Sentimento, Storm 970, The Element Data Wars.